Hi, everybody. It's Emily,
And Chris.
the Book Cougars.
Hello. We're back again. What, another week in a row?
Yeah, actually, was it already a week ago? I feel
I
like
don't
it was
know.
just this week, but it's all a blur.
It is a
I
blur.
actually have to admit, Chris and I have always, not always, but, pre-social distancing, we worked at home.
Yeah.
But I have to admit, there's a much stranger feeling of like not quite understanding what day of the week it is than
Yes.
I'm used to experiencing.
Yes.
Probably because I don't have things on my calendar the way I typically do
Right.
that keep me in touch with the world,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
I know
it's
it's
Friday.
quite different. It's Friday. It is March 27th, 2020. And we were talking earlier this week on just a plain old phone call about books we were reading and what we wanted to read next. And we were talking about really wanting to have a page turner. And I had said that I was looking to read The Secrets We Kept finally. This is a book by Laura Prescott. We'll both hold up our copies. Um, and listeners know that we both got copies of this book at Book Expo 2019, in part because
Yeah.
Anne Kingman told us, get your hands on that book. You will love it. So it's one of those books we've both had kind of front and center on our, TBR pile, and now is the time to read it. So we've decided to do a buddy read. This is short notice, but buddy read for us this coming week, and then we're going to talk about it on a video coming up on April 3rd, I think, is next
Yeah,
Friday.
next Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll be
Yeah.
talking about it. And if you want to join us in the buddy read, please do. Reach out on social media or Goodreads. It's set during World War II. It's about women's involvement in World War II. So many of these stories are just coming out now, detailing how much more involved women were doing secret work that they couldn't talk about for a long time.
Right.
And they
And
came
at Book
out.
Expo, it was really cool. It was one of the big editor buzz books, and there were women walking around in period outfits. And
Yeah.
we also got these little passports that they were handing out that were so cool that have information about the book. Can you see that?
Yeah, totally. That's great.
Yeah. So, and we thought once we read our copies too, that we're going to offer them as a Book Cougar giveaway. So
Right.
that will be coming up after we read them,
Yeah.
obviously. So
So we'll try and
stay
keep them
tuned
as
for
clean as
that.
possible from, Dorito dust and stuff like
Right.
that.
Yeah. Yeah. There was a library book I was reading recently where I turned the page and I was like, oh,
I
I don't know
know.
what that is.
Oh, yes.
Just going to read this page really fast.
When I worked at the Elmhurst Public Library in Illinois, and I worked in taking care of books that were being taken out of the system. So I did weeding. That was part of my responsibilities. But then I'd also get books from circulation that needed to be taken out of the system. And one time it was a novel. It was opened and a bird pooped right on the middle of the page
Oh.
while the patron is reading it. So they returned it and they said, I tried to wipe it off, So, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's, you could tell some really funny stories with that.
Things that
That's
you
pretty
find in
cool.
library books. Some of them are, it's kind of like, is that a booger?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
for
it
sure.
happens, yeah.
Yeah. Or who knows?
Yeah, who knows? But we also wanted to tell you real quick today, just each of us to share a book that we're currently reading or going to be starting soon. You want to go first,
Yeah.
Emily?
I started a book a day ago that I'm super excited about. I'm reading it on my e-reader, which is what I'm talking to Chris with. So I thought I would just show you the picture from my phone. So it's called The Vanishing Half by Britt Bennett. She's the author of the book The Mothers, which was one of my top reads of 2017. So this is her sophomore effort. I don't know if you could tell from the picture. The cover is really cool, but it might be kind of hard to tell what it
Yeah, it's
is.
coming through pretty clear here. It looks like two women's like faces that are kind of merging and knots, almost like a yin yang kind of type thing.
Oh, yeah. Very
Yeah.
good. Yeah, so it's about identical twin sisters.
Mm.
and how one of them, their lives, they go separate ways as older teenagers. And so that, I think, is what the vanishing half refers to. I know twins often feel like, they're very attached to their twin. And so I can only imagine what it would happen if one of them decides to flee your relationship, that you would really feel that loss. And their lives take them in separate directions. So I'm really enjoying it and look forward to the weekend ahead where hopefully I can just go full throttle and just not leave the couch and read it.
Nice.
And it comes out, I should say it comes out in June.
Okay.
So
nice.
A little ways off, but you can pre-order it now or recommend it to your library and get on that wait list.
That's cool. I remember one episode, Gretchen Rubin of the Happier podcast asked her sister if she would want to be a twin. And I guess it was a question she was asking people, would they or wouldn't they want to be a twin? And I don't think I would want to be a twin.
Really?
I don't know. I think I like my solitude too much and doing my own thing when I'm in the mood to do my own thing. What about you?
I think, I'm the fourth of four children, and we were born, 4 of us in 5 years. So to me, I even though I'm an incredible introvert, probably because I'm the fourth of 4 kids, but I actually kind of feel like it'd be really fun to have that special relationship with someone and just to have feel kind of so attached to someone. And my kids grew up with a set of identical twin boys. They were friends of both of my kids. And so I also think just having them as an example of 2 people who were really close and really fun, but also really separate people. I think that's part of it, is there's this perception that you're the same person, but by getting to know them, I really understood the twin experience of, you are 2 separate people.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it'd be cool. I remember when Gretchen Rubin and her sister were talking about that, her sister also asked her son, who's an only child, and he was like, hell no, I'd never want to be a twin. So,
nice.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it'd be cool.
Yeah. Okay. Well, the book I'm reading, I want to show you all. It is called, it's about the U505. Look at that. It takes up my whole screen practically.
Wow.
So U505, The Final Journey. It's by James E. Wise Jr. It's from the Naval, well, what is this? Let me look real quick. I got this through the Naval Institute Press. So it is through them, in partnership with the Museum of Science and Industry in Chicago. That's why I got a little confused, because it has their info there.
Which is such a cool museum. I love that museum.
But I love the Museum of Science and Industry, and it's Laura's favorite. We went a lot to the museum.
Yeah.
I mean, I went all the time as on field trips and with my family, but Laura and I would go pretty regularly too. It's such a cool place. And so the U505 is there. There's actually a great picture here on the back of the big exhibit hall that they built for it. The U505 was a German submarine in World War II that was captured. And it was, according to the book, just from the brief, the cover flap, it was the first submarine that was captured since 1812, something like that. But it was captured. The German crew abandoned ship. The Americans took it, and eventually it made its way to Chicago as a exhibit for the Museum of Science and Industry. And for the longest time, it was just outside of the museum. And they eventually built that big display hall for it. And the exhibit is fantastic now. I mean, you can go in the submarine, learn about it. They have the audio walk, through tour thing you could do, and tons of great display information all around that exhibit. So I feel like it's it's a piece of history, a big piece of history that captured my imagination since I was a kid. So I was really thrilled to get this review copy of the book. It's out now, February 1st it came out, and it's full of great pictures. I highly recommend it. And I think, with Father's Day, Mother's Day coming up, graduations, all that jazz. It could be a nice gift for somebody.
Yeah, lovely. Well, I'm glad we just so everyone knows, Chris and I just got a chance to record episode 99, which will be out on Tuesday. We didn't get to sit together with our new lovely recording equipment and all that, but we're still really grateful that we could utilize Skype to have a chat today.
Absolutely. Yeah. And unfortunately, we're both, with the state of the world right now, we can't exactly say we're partying like it's 1999. But we are excited about episode 100 coming up around the corner as well. And we just want to thank you all for listening, and in this case, watching. We really appreciate you guys.
Yes, and we hope that you're safe, healthy, and getting some time to read, even if it means now things have changed and you're doing a lot more reading to your children. Hopefully you're getting time to do some reading and keep up with things that way. And we look forward to sharing upcoming Biblio adventures when we're doing those again sometime soon.
Right. And, and if you're not reading a lot, too, don't be hard on yourself. It's, it's challenging for people to concentrate, too, because for us, our day-to-day life hasn't changed that much. Our living conditions haven't changed. But for other people, they're now having to live with their kids 24/7, a spouse 24/7, extended family members in some cases. So if you're not able to read, even if you're living alone and you're having a hard time reading, don't beat yourself up. Just take care of yourself. Reach out to friends as much as you can, and, try to read maybe something completely different than you normally read. That might be a good thing to try.
Yeah, that's a really good idea. And also just be willing to abandon, which is something I've said is not typical for me, but I've been finding myself doing it more. I'm much more discerning about what I can get my head wrapped around, you know. So be kind to yourself and be flexible for sure.
Yeah. All right, everybody.
But we hope you do get some time to read this weekend.
We do, absolutely. That is our hope for you. In perpetuality? Is that a word?
No, you just made it up, I think.
In perpetuality. All right.
You heard it here first. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Happy reading.
Happy reading. Bye.